Welcome. This time we're on Seneca Lake in the Finger Lakes, but we are looking at the east side this time, and we're visiting Silver Thread Winery. Now, this is a small winery. It's run by a husband and wife team, but I have to tell you, they make a small number of wines, and all of them are on my favorites list. You're going to really love this little quick visit with these folks. Great stuff with Paul and Shannon. Take care. Silver Thread Vineyard was started in 1982 on the eastern shore of Seneca Lake in New York's Finger Lakes region. At this location, the bottom of the lake drops almost 200 feet below sea level, a dramatic mass of water that creates a distinct microclimate on the eastern hillside, cooling breezes in the summer, radiating warmth throughout the winter. The winery is named for a local waterfall, Silver Thread Falls. Silver Thread's original 6-acre vineyard was established by organics enthusiast and author Richard Feigl. Since the winery's first release in 1991, Silver Thread earned critical acclaim for its wines. They became known in the New York wine media for their Riesling, Chardonnay, and Pinto Noir. Winemaker Paul Brock and wine educator Shannon Brock assumed ownership of Silver Thread Vineyard in 2011. The vineyard was expanded to 8 acres in 2014 and 2015. The 2014 Silver Thread was recognized for its farming practices and for its being solar-powered. The 2017 Chardonnay is a barrel-fermented wine aged sur lie for about 10 months in neutral French and American oak barrels. The barrels were stirred every 2 weeks during the aging with a partial malolactic fermentation. The wine had hints of apple, pear, and lemon zest. It also had a great hint of nut and spice. Really lovely. The 2019 dry Riesling is a blend of 84% estate vineyard, 11% of the historic Doyle Fournier vineyard on Seneca Lake, and 5% Gridley Bluff Point vineyard on Cayuga Lake. It's racy and earthy with great freshness and a lovely texture, big green apple, lovely mineral quality, very, very pretty Riesling, one of the best in the Finger Lakes. 2019 Doyle Fournier Vineyard. It's a single vineyard Riesling made from grapes grown by Matt and Carrie Doyle. The historic Doyle Fournier Vineyard was planted in 1973 by the famed Frenchman Charles Fournier, one of the founding fathers of modern Finger Lakes wine industry. This medium dry wine has big notes of stone fruit and pear aromas, big mouthfeel, sensational. Really great. And of course, I love it because it's part of the Fournier story. Next was the estate Riesling, but I'll let Shannon tell you about that.
Hi, I'm Shannon Brock. I'm the co-owner and estate manager here at Silver Thread Vineyard in the Finger Lakes. We're on the east side of Seneca Lake, and behind me are some of our estate Riesling vines, and this wine is the one I think is most special from Silver Thread. It's our estate-grown Riesling, one of 6 Rieslings that we make every year, but this is all hand-picked. We make several tries through the vineyard, picking fruit at different phases of ripeness, and it's a blend of multiple fermentations, some in neutral barrels, some in tank, some warm ferment, some cool, some native yeast, some cultured yeast. It's just got a little bit of everything to make a really nice complex wine that's very expressive of the shallow, rocky soil we have here. So it's something that you can drink young, or you can age it for 10 or 15 years and it still drinks beautifully. So great representation of what we're capable of doing in the Finger Lakes.
The 2019 Gewürztraminer, well, I love Gewürztraminer, and this is one made from 100% 19-year-old vine estate-grown grapes. Light, delicate, fragrant, zippy, one of my favorite Gewürztraminers in North America. You gotta try this stuff. The 2019 dry rosé of Pinto Noir is made from 20 to 30-year-old estate Pinot Noir. 2/3 of the juice were fermented in stainless steel, while 1/3 was fermented in neutral oak and underwent malolactic fermentation. And the result is a much bigger mouthfeel, notes of bright red raspberry and fresh squeezed ruby grapefruit. This intense rosé is super tasty and refreshing. 2017 Pinot Noir. This is 100% estate Pinot Noir. It's aged in old French oak for about 10 months. Big notes of cherry, raspberry, little hints of fallen leaves and slate, nice tannins, and a solid acidity that makes that cherry linger forever. One of my favorite East Coast Pinot Noirs, a perfect cool climate Pinot. The 2017 Blackbird Red is a 100% estate-grown red blend. It's 52% Cabernet Franc, 32% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 16% Merlot. The grapes were hand-picked, and the wine was aged for 2 years in oak. Big, stewed, ripe, and dark fruits. Notes of dark raspberry and bright cherry, plum, and dark cassis. Nice notes of cedar and spice as well. Really pretty. Red wine, dark red wine. Bought a few bottles of this one as well. One of the other things I really like about Silver Thread is that they do things the responsible way. They're small, they're intimate, they make great wines, but they're also really good stewards of the land. They're into the solar powered thing. They're trying to leave as small a carbon footprint as they possibly can and do things the right way. They make great wines. You got to check them out. A lot of fun. Special thank you to Shannon for her hospitality on this trip. And special thanks to Rich Sursich, who was my traveling companion, but who ended up on the proverbial cutting room floor. Anyway, take care. See you next time. Well, that's it for this edition of the Great American Winery Stroopwafffle. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll come back soon. And in the meantime, drink local.